Anger mounts over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by Mohamed Taha from BBC Arabic. Good morning, Mohamed. So a meeting is to take place tomorrow where we may hear officially from Israel about its plans in Gaza.
Indeed, this plan is widely criticized from the UN, from the Arab countries, especially Egypt, and also from even the Israeli army leadership itself, where they think that a ceasefire should be reached and the hostages should come back, and this war should be put an end because it's exhausted the Israeli army and, of course, the Palestinian side. This control of Gaza will mean simply more loss of life, because it does mean that Israel would control the areas that the hostages are high likely to be in, like in Deir el-Balah and in Nusayrat and in the middle of Gaza. And also that expansion will mean that the Palestinians will be suffering more from the difficulty of getting the aid and distributing the aid in the Strip in a proper way.
And what is the latest on the distribution of aid, the humanitarian crisis?
This humanitarian crisis, and indeed, and at its peak at the moment, the Palestinians cannot get the aid easily from the distribution side. In the last 24 hours, there are 80 people died around these distribution points, as became something really regular. This is putting the number of people died around these spots to 2,000 in the last few weeks, and the total number of the Palestinians who died of this war at 60,000, the Israelis at 2,000. So it's a very highly costly price that each party is paying. And if you remember, Sally, when we were talking about Jabalia in January this year, when the Israeli army made a massive operation there, they could not finish it. So there are logistic and military difficulties if Israel would really want to go to expanding this war.
And we are assuming that we will hear more on that, obviously, tomorrow or even the day after that. And if the war is expanded, we just assume as well that that means that all talks about a possible ceasefire are off or certainly stalled.
Of course, these talks are off for more than 10 days so far, when the Israelis and the Americans withdrew from the negotiations. The focus is that on this negotiation is to ask Hamas to be disarmed and get out of Gaza and accept the Israeli presence in Gaza. And Hamas would never ever accept that, as the whole point of October the 7th is getting the Palestinians prisoners out as they want. But the situation at the moment is that the ceasefire negotiations are completely off, and it's being replaced now by the Israeli plans of expanding the war. This expanding the war also might mean that the Israeli chief of staff might resign, because he does not want to take responsibility of that expansion.
Okay, Mohamed, thank you very much for bringing us up to date.
Thank you.